Just checking. You can hear us on the Teams call here at City Hall? Okay.
Hear ya.
Turn that mic on. So let's get a roll call of everybody who's here from the PUD committee, just so we know.
Emily Bowman.
Sean Curran.
Megan Baumgartner.
Okay. And I am here, obviously. Okay, terrific. We'll go ahead and get started with item A, PUD 21-4, Tot Spot.
For the record, Jesse Beauchelle with Planning and Zoning. This item is PUD 21-4, Tot Spot. It's located at 14300 East 138th Street. This came before you last month. There were some concerns because about the facade because no clarification had been made on the building materials that were being used, so it was continued. So they have come back since then. They have modified the building just a little bit, just due to building material costs, but it still resembles the same modern design. Just to give you a look here at the landscaping plan, this has gone through our technical advisory committee, and the site plan does meet the requirements of the UDO as well as the MedTech Park CP. Just for a refresher, here is the original building that was proposed. As you will see on the new elevations, this awning right here has been removed, and there has been a little bit of different definition on this side here with ephes eyebrow being incorporated as an overhang. As you can see, same neutral palette that was proposed in the first rendition of this building. They will be using ephes, drive-it, brick, cultured stone, fabric awnings, and pre-finished metal coping at the top of the building. You know, really the only thing they removed were the large awnings that spanned the front and the side of the building, but incorporated, as I said, an ephes eyebrow that would project out of the building to provide an overhang. Overall, the building has projection and massing that breaks up the facade, and with the different building materials, meets the standards of the UDO. So for the building materials here, this is the building materials that were provided in the packet, and we also have the petitioner brought the material board as well in person just to share the different EFIS, drive-it, brick, culture stone, fabric awnings, and pre-finished metal coping as discussed. Petitioner is here if there are any questions. Staff recommends approval.
Thanks, Jesse. Any questions from the PUD committee at this point? And the petitioners are here. I'll give you a chance to speak if you'd like, but see if there's any questions first. Petitioner want to say anything? Okay, you guys are good? If there's no questions, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve PUD-21-4 as proposed.
I'll second.
And Megan
Megan.
seconded. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 I hear Sean. Okay, I'll say aye. Is there any opposed? Hey, Sean, I didn't hear you in there, so can we get an affirmative or not an affirmative from you so we can have the vote correct?
I saw his head nod during the aye. I think his microphone isn't working. Double thumbs up from Sean.
Okay, double thumbs up. Can someone come? We're all confirmed. Okay, so great. So that one passes. We'll move on to item number B. And thank you guys for bringing all that in, April, and everybody else. I understand what goes on there, so. Okay. I was just notified by Tracy. Sean, if you're having trouble with your microphone, you can type into the chat your vote. You can just say yes or no in there. So just so we have a record of that, it'd be great. And we'll move on to PUD 21-3, Villas at Fisher's District. Tony Bagato.
Yes, good evening. The item before you is the architecture and landscaping for the villas project at Fisher's. This is a Thompson Thrift project under Watermark, and there is townhomes and paired villa project. So we'll just scroll through here to show the architecture. The site is located off of USA Parkway, again, just south of the Fisher's District. It is currently zoned employment node, so there's also, on Plan Commission tonight, there's a rezone for the PUD that will be part of this architectural plans. There's Area B, which is commercial, which is more covered in the Plan Commission packet today. But we're focusing on Area A, for 250 units. There are what they call paired villa projects. So these are for rent, but their architectural standards meet all of our standards of the UDO. These are the renderings for one version. Here's the rear of that. And architecturally, they incorporate, let's see if I can zoom in a little bit, it might be hard to read. They're fiber cement siding, either board or batten, in some places has lap siding. There's roof shingles and then stone veneer on these duplexes. And there's 3 different colors with this model type. And then we have the second model. There's the floor plans, but here's their second model type with 3 different color options of these as well. And it uses, again, the same material, stone veneer, board siding, fiber cement siding that's board and batten or lap siding. And then the townhomes will present also get into like a faux wood look. So from an architectural standpoint, I mean, all the materials, the undulation, the massing, staff is very satisfied with this and meets the minimum or exceeds the UDO requirements. And again, 3 different color versions of these. And then here's another version of the villas. This one gets the faux wood from the fiber cement siding in there. And again, several color options. So here's the rear rendering. And this shows you more of the material. And then here's the townhomes. Again, utilizing the same material, and staff's, again, satisfied with the overall massing and forms of the building. We believe it's compatible with the area and the other product that's proposed. So no concerns from that. These become the preliminary architectural plans as part of the PUD. So anything that gets constructed will resemble this going forward. And here's the rear of those. These are the taller units within the project, so they're located more to the north, closer to the hotel site of the commercial project, so that's more in line and in keeping with taller building structures away from the single family. And here's the elevations for those. Again, fiber cement, boarded batten, the faux wood, lap siding, and the stone veneer. So I'll leave it there. If the petitioner and their architect wants to add anything, they can come up.
Good evening. For the record, Steve Harden with Fagery Drinker, and I'm here on behalf of Thompson Thrift, and with me from Thompson Thrift is Eric Wojak, and architect from Studio M is Nick Alexander. Tony did a great job. We have some materials. We want to bring those up, Nick. And if anybody has any questions about the architecture, Tony did a great job. We won't repeat what he did. We can just go up there and show them to Mr. Peterson. You can see the materials that we've got. If there's any questions, Nick is here to be able to answer those. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm. Right. Thank you. Okay, so any questions from our PUD committee members?
I do have a couple questions. What on the east side there of the development, is it gonna be a natural buffer? Are we putting, is there fencing? What's the buffer like between the residential homes?
Yeah,
And
she's asking her, yeah, Emily, I think you're going into, a little bit, we're gonna get that at planning commission, but there's a linear park that's going along that entire side of the residential, which has been contemplated throughout the process, that's gotten a lot of work and rework done to it that Thompson Thrift has done, that will be discussed at length in planning commission, I'm sure, and has been discussed at length, but there's a wide buffer with a big, it's gonna be a city-owned park, because they're gonna deed it back to the city, is that correct, Steve?
Correct.
And it will have a pathway, et cetera, down that entire length of the project on the, side where the residential is.
Okay.
Just to clarify that, Tony, could you pull the site plan up just to clarify?
Right.
The trail only goes about part way, and then it's more of a just open buffer.
I can actually pull up, I have a slide to cover that for the Plan Commission presentation. Again, it might be a little small on the screen up there.
So you can blow it up, can't you?
Yeah, so this shows the trail. There's High Point Ridge buffer, there's potential gate locations, tree preservation along this portion, and then a buffer area for Walnut Hills, and then an extension of the fence line here. So they've been working with those residents for months now, so I think we feel comfortable with everything they've done to accommodate that.
And then in addition to that, Emily, you can also see where the retention pond is, which is going to be brought in as amenity as well, further acts as an additional buffer to much of what's going on there as well. So, and the residents have all been brought into play on this thing at numerous meetings. There you go, that's even better, Tony. There you go. So what's the width of that, Steve, at the spots you remember, Tony?
It's a minimum of 30 feet, and it goes, depending on where you're at, it gets up to 85 feet almost.
Yeah, so 30 to 85 feet buffer.
That's great. What of the products are going to be where? I can see where the townhomes are going to be. And then is it kind of mixed in the paired patio beside the,
Yeah, so the townhomes are all this product here, and then the rest of these are a combination of those paired villas mixed throughout the different model types.
okay, okay. And then the amenity center is there in that middle section?
Yeah, clubhouse is located here. Throughout the trail system, there's pocket parks. Again, that's more covered in the plan commission side. It falls under that kind of requirements of the PUD. But yeah, there's at least three pocket parks, the linear park, and then clubhouse with a whole bunch of amenities.
Okay, I think that's all I have.
This is Sean. I've just got a couple little questions, I guess. On the townhomes, the renderings all appear to be all rear-loaded garages. Is that correct? That they'll all be rear load with the front door facing green space?
That's correct.
Okay. And then since this is all rental product, is this all being developed at one time, or is this a phased construction, or kind of how is the construction expected to transpire?
Yeah, hello, for the record, this is Eric Wojak, Thompson Thrift. Yeah, our phasing and construction, and I'm sorry, I don't know who was asking the question, but we will begin with our amenity center as phase one. We'll work clockwise around the south, and then start to move up into the north and work our way out, this way. So our phasing will begin predominantly in the south and work our way through the north over a 2-year period.
Okay. It's 100% rental product. The townhomes aren't purchased; they're also rental.
They are also rental, yes.
Okay. Perfect. No other questions for me. I think architecturally, I like the design. I like the variation in the materials. The massing of the buildings look great.
Hey, Eric, this is Megan Baumgartner. On some of the original plans, we had looked at fencing for those backyards. Is there fencing planned between some of those properties on their back patios with the 1 and 2 stories that are more the duplexes, or is that all going to be open?
No, yes, great question. Each duplex, and if I can, I'll scoot back up here. Each duplex in the back will have, I think we have rear pictures. Oh, this is a different presentation. But each duplex, Megan, in the back will have an 8-foot deep minimum patio that will extend off of the side, go 8 feet deep and across the entire width of the unit. So to provide an 8-foot deep private patio for the residents.
Okay, and then a fence surrounding that, or just open then?
Yes, the patios are enclosed, yes.
They are enclosed? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear it.
Yes.
Okay. Do you know what that material is going to look like? We've had some questions come up in other meetings about the material of the fencing.
Yes, the fencing right now is a white vinyl solid opaque fence.
No other questions for me.
I think you got everybody there. First of all, I think it's a terrific project, guys. You guys done a lot of work on it. I appreciate it. The only warning that I'll have for you, and it's more for you guys, because I assume you're going to irrigate this. And if it's irrigated and you're putting a white house there, I'm going to tell you, you're going to be power washing off mold. Yeah. Okay, so you do a lot less if you have a different color, but it's your project, so I'm going to let you guys figure that out. But that's the only thing that I ever see people in my neighborhood do with white houses is power wash your house off the mold. As soon as you have irrigation, it's going to get there and it shows up really well on a white surface. So other than that, I think it's a terrific looking project. Yep. Okay, seeing that there's no other comments or questions, I'll open it for a motion.
I'll make a motion. This is Megan to approve the PUD as presented.
This is Sean. I'll second it.
I had a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Aye. There you go. We're good. Thank you, guys. And I don't think we have anything else on the agenda tonight, Tony?
No, there's nothing else on the agenda, but I did want to announce that this will be my last meeting as the Director for Fishers, and Megan Schaefer, who's not on the screen, but here in person, will be taking over the acting director role going forward. So I thank everyone for serving with me the last 5 years, and appreciate all the support.
Well, first of all, never say last, because you never know what's going to happen, Tony. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, congratulations on the new job. Megan, condolences or congratulations. How you got to work for that mayor guy. So again, I wish you the best, Tony. You and I become friends over the period of time. I don't think that's going to stop, and we certainly appreciate all the work that you've done.
Yeah, thank you, Tony.
Thanks, Debbie.
Okay, with that, I'll go ahead and close PUD committee meeting. Thank you, folks.
Thanks.
Thanks, bye, everybody.
Bye.